Greetings once again and welcome to my new calculus channel. My name is John Gabriel. I recently just finished a six-part series on why your mainstream calculus is a flawed formulation and just a load of bullshit. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a little foretaste of what does arithmetic division mean and which is the best way to teach it. So I've also included the Greek here because I'm now living in Greece and I want to improve my Greek, which is not up to scratch. And so a good way of doing it is to try to include it in my slides. And that's what I've done here. So in Greek, what's written down here says τι είναι η αριθμητική διαίρεση και ποιος είναι ο καλύτερος τρόπος να το διδάξω. Okay, and it means exactly what you see in English. So let's look at a introduction. Division, okay, the operation of division is best understood as measurement. That's literally what it means in Greek. So in fact, even when you count using the so-called natural numbers, which are actually fractions, you're performing division, whether you knew it or not, because you're measuring using an abstract unit. Okay, that's what algebra does. It measures using an abstract unit, whereas in geometry, everything is done without numbers. You can do all the four operations without numbers. Okay, and I have also a free article on academia about the operator precedence. So the first operator is difference, and from that we get sum, and from that first two we get quotient, and from quotient we get product. So multiplication, believe it or not, is defined after division. Okay, so anyone can perform primitive division without even knowing anything about numbers at all. And so I'm going to show you a very simple example where a child with no number knowledge performs measure. All right? So the child is given a straight edge and a bag of pebbles. He is then instructed to fit the straight edge into another straight edge of longer length, each time collecting a pebble for each fit. Okay? If the shorter straight edge measures the longer one exactly, then the result of division, that is the quotient, is given by the number of pebbles collected. How does that work? We'll see in a moment. If there is a remainder, then the child would have to find a straight edge that fits exactly into the longer and shorter straight edges and repeat the pebble counting process for the remainder and the shorter straight edge using a straight edge which fits or measures both exactly. So, as an example, if we are dividing 9 by 3, a child doesn't even need to know how to count. All he does is he takes this little unit of 3, this little block here that I'm pointing to, okay, and he just measures 1, 2, 3. He doesn't even count. He just takes a pebble out for each one of these, and he's got 3 pebbles. And by the way, that is the result of the division. It's a measure, okay? And when you count using natural numbers, all you're doing is instead of counting with 3, you're counting with 1, okay? So counting is division. But what does the child do when his measuring unit doesn't measure exactly? So let's see an example here. And before I come back to this example, I've been getting a lot of recommendations, garbage, by other mainstream mathematics professors and teachers. I want to show you some of them. So let's see here. Yeah, so this is where I got the 5 blocks next to each other in 6 blocks. So this is a teacher here whose understanding of division is really superficial. And this teacher has no clue what division means. So what does the child do when his measuring unit doesn't measure exactly? So this measuring unit is longer than this one. Okay, so what does the child do? Well, the child expresses the number or the fraction by a pebble collection for each block in that which is being measured, and also for that which is being used. as the measuring unit as shown in the following slide. So all the kid will do is he'll just take a pebble out for each one of these and write it on top of a vinculum and take a pebble out for the unit. And this here is the name given to the measure that describes a ratio of magnitudes. The kid doesn't need to know anything about numbers. Okay, so you can do division with any kind of number, not just with whole numbers and what have you. So I have given you just a few details in this presentation. I can teach you a lot more, but you'll have to pay for it. Okay. For a mere €9 99, you can get all the details here. Okay. So in this fantastic, best written book on division ever, by the way, in the entire universe, probably, I teach you the importance of learning the right way and what does division mean in mathematics and how does it affect all other arithmetic concepts. And I introduce my learning of Catus, okay, which is how you learn. Of course, you've never known, but that's how you learn, all right? You learn through inferential suspension. You can get a little glimpse of the ebook here, okay, where I explain to you the ineffectiveness of the sharing method, which is taught worldwide. I explain to you the psychology behind learning these concepts and how students are confused right from the beginning because their teachers are frankly confused and don't understand what they're teaching. So, does understanding matter? And what is the best approach to learn these things? Okay. So you can come here and buy this book. Okay. It's available here at this link, which in fact I placed in my article. Now, what did I do with my article? Okay, I think I X'd out of my article. Let's just go there, back into my article. So you can you can buy the book here. Okay, you can buy the book here. And I not only teach you about the foundations of numbers, fractions, and operations, but I introduce my learning theory, which is how you learn, by the way. You didn't know it, but that's because you're an average Joe. And this book that I've written is written for average Joes. That means people with an IQ of roughly 100. So I've taken a lot of care to write it in the best possible way that lower mortals can understand it. Lower mortals meaning people like you. Okay. And it's a brilliant book. I'm telling you, don't delay. Get your copy now. It will change your life and also that of your children and students. By the way, did you know that if you joined my channel for a mere €5, or just $4.99, greetings once again, and just $4.99 a month, okay, you get free access to all greetings this once again, information, and welcome to my all this information that you see in here. In other words, you don't have to buy this book because I provide this to members only free. And if you're a member, you get updates to the book because this book, although it is the best book ever written, there is always new knowledge being added to the book. So you'll miss out if you're not part of the members only. However, if you do purchase it online, you still have access to the updates. Remember, though, that just purchasing this book doesn't mean you'll see everything else that I share with members only. So, if you're not already a subscriber on my channel, click like, become a subscriber. Follow me on academia.edu. This is my profile page, okay, right over here. And it's very easy. It's John Gabriel 30. That's my handle. And that's pretty much it. Until next time, this is a new calculus channel. Goodbye.